some cases require more preparation than normal. And that is just because of the nature of the case. And not always we can use digital technology exclusively. I want to show you a case that presented to me like this. We have some teeth that are still there and some are in okay condition. And some teeth are missing a bridge. They have cavities underneath. There's obviously what we call a super eruption of the teeth here as well, where they start drifting down. And we have spaces that are missing teeth altogether. So I want to show you how we accomplish this case in one day from this exact condition to a full set of teeth in one visit. It starts not digitally. And even though you would think it starts digitally, it does not. It starts analog. We have to look. We have to use our eyes. We have to see exactly how to approach this case before we even start planning. And what I did in this case, I took a look at this patient and I thought to myself, there's a little bit of a plane discrepancy. There's a little bit of an upwards movement of the bottom teeth. The top teeth are also sort of shifting up, and it's not great. So how do we accomplish establishing where our plane is gonna be? Obviously the bottom teeth, already there was some extractions in place. The bottom teeth are in okay shape. The plane is fine as well. It can be worked around, but the top is no good to go. So I went straight up analog, which means basically hands-on without digital technology, and designed wax rims, just like normally we would do, to see where this incisal edge is gonna be for the new restoration. Once we had this record, we scanned everything all together and we designed a new set of teeth. So this new set of teeth is designed from that wax rim, and I utilized my own way of creating the surgical guides for this patient to get implants with magnets. And we call it a magnet stackable guide. This allows this whole temporary teeth right here to be carried upwards into the implant positions. So this is the temporary in question. It doesn't have any extensions over the palate. It doesn't have any extensions anywhere else. It simply is carried with this carrier. So the patient goes through a surgery. She gets the implants placed through these holes where this is guided. This guide is anchored and pinned in place into the specific bony areas as it was designed in the treatment plan. And you can see that all her remaining teeth are still there. So after this gets placed, she gets something called a multi-unit attached onto it, and that's something that corrects the angle, because not every implant can go straight up and down. The bone might not be available there. So we might have to place it at an angle, and we correct it afterwards with prosthetic, which is the multi-unit in this case. And we can see that this angle is corrected on all of these to be parallel to each other. Once this is all in place, that's when I come in as a prosthodontist, because I put in the teeth. And these teeth is what I showed you before with the same carrier device that gets placed onto the temporary abutments that goes onto these multi-unit attachments. And this is how the patient looks like afterwards. This is a month after. So the patient has these temporary teeth in place. She smiles naturally. The midline is there. The cant is not there. It's perfectly aligned from left to right side of her lips. And this is how her healing is going. You can see a little bit of an exposure of the multi-unit, not the implant, which is the metal piece. And this was something that we spoke to her about. And this was a concern, obviously, but because of her smile line, as you remember, being low, it's not an aesthetic concern. And she was okay with it, because that's the bone we had available, and we didn't want to place 4 implants, we wanted 5. And this is her healing, which looks just fabulous. We have tissue all around the implants and it looks nice and healthy. And this is the second set of temporaries, because always when we do these difficult restorations, we always go through 2 sets of temporaries, and it looks amazing. This temporary, once it goes in the patient's mouth, can be still adjusted. We can still do some fine-tune adjustments, and as you see here, we adjusted a little bit of the midline as well. And we go to the permanent, and look at her here. She's just smiling side to side. We also started doing some of the rehabilitation of her bottom as well with implants, and it looks just beautiful, aesthetic, nicely aligned where it's supposed to be. And we also finished her back teeth on the bottom. So this was almost a full rehabilitation, with her permanents nicely following the arch, with her bottoms also nicely following the arch. And these were implant supported restorations with implants on the back and teeth supported on them. And this is a full zirconia case, which means that we haven't used any metal underneath them. And I think the most important and valuable thing here is to come back to where we started. Was this done fully digitally? No. So Sitting at a computer and planning this out is not just enough. You have to understand how to do things the normal way, the old school way, in order to be able to do them digitally.